I'm going to call the meeting to order at 5:32. Review of the library exits. Exit out that way, down the stairs, and go outside. Any comments or questions from the public? We don't have any public on. Logan, do you have any comments or questions? All right, thank you. Next item is the approval of the minutes from the August 14th Board of Trustees meeting. Anyone who's attached to the agenda, any comments?
My name is spelled wrong in the first instance that it's mentioned, otherwise it looks great.
Okay. So, any other?
Yes, I see that, right?
No. So this is right.
It's here.
Okay.
Switched around.
Yes.
Any other comments on the minutes? Again, thank you for taking them as always. So I'd like to take a motion to, anyone want to make a motion to approve the minutes with the change noted? Winnie? Second?
Second.
Table it for a vote. Any discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? No, motion passes. Thank you. Any other additions or deletions to the posted agenda? Okay. Welcome, Chair remarks. Again, good to see everyone. It's an exciting time at the library. Obviously, we've announced publicly we have a new library director. Bree Droppa will be joining us. She'll be starting now full-time the last week of September. So she will have a full week with Jennifer overlap. I hope some of you may be going out and look at some of the stuff she's done at Westford Library, look at the press release. Just real excited to have her on board. I think she's going to be a really great library director, and we'll talk more in executive session a little bit on the process because I want some feedback on that as well during that. But again, and how we want to begin communicating with her as part of that. So that's probably my biggest thing, and we got a lot to do, and we got to give Jennifer a great send off as well on October 3rd. So looking forward to all that. So next is welcome Logan Secure. Did I get that right? Selker. Sorry. Logan, we would always like to have a member of the library staff join us. So welcome. I think you've met most of the library board. I think we've had a conversation with you before. We'll have 3 new members. So I want to introduce
Marty Reed. Nice to meet you. I've seen you, but nice to get acquainted.
Say Ashley Hinkley, and yeah, definitely been helped by Logan many times. Yeah, and Brenda Wibby, hello, lovely to see you.
Okay. Logan, if you want to share some things of either about what's your perspective on what you're doing in the library, things that are going on, if you want to share anything or have any questions for us. We always wanted to have an opportunity to have someone from the library staff join us to just have an open discussion or anything.
You want me just to say what I do?
Absolutely.
All right, so mainly what I do is I do the interlibrary loan. I also do the newsletter each month, which I go straight for Jennifer, and she was like, "Can you please put my name off?" I'm like, "No way." And then I also work on the sort desk Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
Anything you see in what you do every day that anything the board can do to help improve your newsletter communications or anything that you would like to see us?
I think the one thing I need, I spoke about this in our staff meeting too, is I need more photos from you.
Oh,
Right?
do you have access to our,
I do, but I've used most of them.
oh, okay. I do put in more, do you want me to let you know when I put in more?
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Because there are, like, I put in all the prime ones already,
Oh, cool, yeah.
so I'm happy to send him an email when I.
Yeah, if you can just
let
let me know, like, hey, there's more photos.
Sure, I
That'd be
can do that,
awesome.
Okay.
Thank you.
but yeah, I will take more photos.
Great. Is there any more content, anything you would need from the library board specifically for your content for your newsletter, or you know who to reach out if you need something?
Because usually I just focus on the events that are happening. So I ask each of the departments within the library for their top 3 events.
Okay.
You're an excellent ghostwriter. It's
Oh,
good newsletter.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a great.
There's a lot going
Yeah,
on.
great job.
Yeah. Put together.
Yeah, and I think that those communications help us get,
Yeah.
what we're trying to do as a mission and everything out there. So I think you're doing a great job. So, again, we're all available. You see us around the library as well. Anytime, feel free to reach out. Feel free, as I'm the chair, feel free to reach out to me if you have questions, or any of the other staff as well, to try and help you if you have any questions. And again, I think with the upcoming changes in leadership, I think our commitment is to make that go very, very smoothly. So I think you'll enjoy working with Bree
Yeah.
and all that. So we're looking forward to it.
And are there any particular kinds of photo shooting?
Just look like patrons and maybe from different programs and stuff.
Can I ask a question about interlibrary
Sure.
loans? So if there's a book that you guys don't have, I won't see it on your, like on in the catalog, is that right? Okay, so if I want something specifically that you guys don't have, I just need to come in and talk to you.
Yeah, so you would come to the search desk and you fill out a blue slip. And first we'll go to the selector of the collection, they'll decide whether or not to buy it for the collection, and then decide not to buy it, then I can try it.
Got it.
Yeah, and if I can't find it in state, I'll email you and say, hey, do you want me to try it out of state?
Okay, awesome, cool, thank you.
And
How scary you're going.
And do you have access to Burlington Fletcher now? Okay.
Yeah, oh, so for interlibrary loan, it's all
All.
the libraries in Vermont, including high schools. Elementary
Oh.
schools.
Oh.
Yeah. And actually, UVM, how library actually just joined. this one.
Okay, that's good to know, because sometimes I just give up if you don't have a bus.
Oh,
and I-
totally.
John Martin.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Logan, I have a request, this is selfish, because I love interlibrary loan. I wish that there was an online form that we could do from home, that we could fill out, and I don't know if you'd be inundated with ILL requests.
Yeah. I don't think we've ever talked about that. I think the process for the blue slips is such that like, so when a blue slip happens, gets printed out, if it doesn't come to me, it actually gets put in physically into the new book to say that there has to be a hold on it. So like, it would have to change the entire process, but I can talk to my supervisor about that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you, thank you. I think it would be used a lot. Yeah,
Yeah. I definitely get a lot of interlibrary.
yeah.
Or even just a new book request.
Yeah.
Process,
Yeah.
if anything go through the interactive loan or the purchase, like you say, that process might be a really interesting way to do it.
Do you think? Oh, I'm so sorry.
Absolutely, go ahead. No.
Do you feel like people are aware of this wonderful service?
I bet we could advertise it more. I think there's
Yeah.
definitely some people that are very aware of it.
Right.
And at the start, yes, too, if anyone ever wants a book, we don't have it, like, hey, do you want to request it?
Right, yeah, because there's no fee, right?
Yeah, there's no fee.
Even if you go out of state,
Yeah.
yeah.
Sometimes for some things, there'll be a fee, but we always ask the patron first. So like we have one patron, I think he's a biologist. And so sometimes he'll pay a fee for certain articles, you know, but it's always his choice. Okay, we would never like say, we're gonna go out of state and say, hey, now you have to give us $15.
Yeah, that's.
Margaret?
I think you kind of answered the question, because we do have so many people come in the house and look at the databases, but they just don't have access to them for, there are lots of articles that they can't get, and they can only get their priority medium. And I'm just wondering, like, how much, do you have similar access, like, if they come to you,
Yeah.
can they get those requests and you send them?
Yeah, they can, so when I make a request for articles, it's considered out of state usually, because I don't have access to the UVM databases. And then once something's out of state, the state librarian actually takes over and requests it through OCLC. Which I do not know what OCLC stands for.
It used to be the Ohio College Library Consortium, but then now it's national, and I think the Ohio turned into something else.
Thank you. Our resident expert here, so, for acronym and more.
They just want to reprint.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, we have reported each month to the state as well.
Okay.
We're already planning our next article.
Okay. Any other questions for Logan? Or Logan, any other questions for us?
No, but thank you for what you do,
Yeah.
really critical work.
Again, it's always good to have these conversations with the staff and allow us to say thank you to all you do.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot going on at the library and you're a key part of this, so thank you very much.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, thanks, Logan. All right. Next on the agenda is the Friends of the Library report. I know
Did you grab Mary?
she's busy on that. Well, she said she was gonna send it.
Sale.
But I know that obviously the book sales big right now. Done, she didn't send anything to you.
Yeah.
Okay, she didn't?
You did.
Okay,
Oh.
which I was just gonna put in the minutes.
Okay,
Never been for the boys with them?
No, I can do that. Hold on, let me see if I can give it to you. Yes, Bookshop, the Friends had another great month. With $795.73, exceeding their monthly goal of 500. And then the book sale, and right, people are working hard, you can stop by, you can shop for after your meeting. And then upcoming events after the book sale, the focus will shift to coordinating with Caitlin Buttery, the adult service specialist, to plan a winter concert series, and they also have been informed that Story Walk will not be opening until next spring. But we will begin working with Aaron Davis and the Children's Library to get that fun project up and running.
yeah, so obviously today, if we get done in time, we can go over to the Friends sale. If not, next 2 days, it is active, so please support the Friends.
I'll done our part.
I plan to get over there soon.
There was, at 5 o'clock or 5 to 5, there's a line.
Really?
That's
That's
awesome.
That's good.
All right, thank you, Donna, for sharing. Fiscal year 2025 year-end financial review, was a quarterly narrative. I want to go through a few of the highlights, probably more on the financial side. Just as we're getting to the ends here is, adult and children books were higher than budget, offset by lines for audiovisual and online and print subscriptions. So as we go through the budget process, Brenda's going to be leading that. We'll be looking at those things to see where we're at. Lost books, the cost of receiving in for lost books are more than offset by the cost of the book. So we're actually bringing in some money on that. It's not the way we want it. Obviously, we want people to lose books, but we're not losing money on losing books. So we're okay there. Community programs were underspent due to some staffing issues that reduced the summer reading program. I think that was during some of the transition there, but Jennifer's identified that, and we'll talk to the Bree as part of making sure that we have an engaged community program. Travel and training was above budget. It's a conversation that I think Jennifer and I and Stacy, as your time and chair, we want to continue to develop the leadership skills and training opportunities for your staff, Jennifer. So we're going through the quarterly financial here comments that we were above budget on training, but it's important to,
Yeah.
we need more money for that. So that's probably something we will look for next year to see if we continue to invest in. The copier and the printer, so how's that all working out? Because I know we had some discussions over the year on copy
Yeah,
printing.
so, we brought in $3,000 some dollars, and that is all donation. I mean, we encourage people to pay. We say, if you can pay, this is the amount, and here's how you do it. And, we've also had stacks of color copies left behind with nobody. I mean, take them for God's
Yes,
sake. But generally speaking, I think it's successful, and what we'll do is we'll use a number similar to that for next year,
Okay.
because we had zero now.
Do you think is the process sustainable as it is right now, or do you think it's something, because we've had discussions as a board about this.
Sure.
Do you feel it's,
I think it's working,
okay,
and it's definitely taking less of staff time, which is why I want a bit.
accessibility is good and people have
Yeah.
accessibility, no one's abusing it.
Some people abuse it, but there's been some talk of staff have said, well, maybe we need to say that there's 100 item limit or something, and I said, and how would you
Who's
like
gonna
to
count
do
it?
that? So, I don't think that's going anywhere right now, but
All right, the last thing I think I just highlighted was the non-resident card fees. There's been an impact on that because of Fletcher joining the home card
Yeah.
system, so that's just something that, as a result of that decision, we're just gonna have to
it's
adjust,
just this.
is what it is. Okay, anything else?
But was it a lot that we lost from Burlington?
More than made up.
From the year before. Yeah.
Sorry. Any other questions on Jennifer's financial review that was shared, or any of the highlights that I tried to touch? Okay. Director's report.
Can you tell
Oh.
what the process is? When is the budget? Like, when are?
I will talk to that
Okay,
in
next.
finance. Yep, perfect. Library director report. You want to highlight anything for the director report?
There is a lot of things. I like one. It's all there. Do I have anything new to add that's happened since I sent that in? We have offered the children's assistant position to an internal candidate, and we are optimistic that they're going to say yes, and that's going to be a great, that'll be a great thing. Oh, a big thing is, I was aiming for, September 28th for Sunday openings. I'm not gonna be able to do it. So now we're looking at October 19th. It seems to be a more reasonable choice because we have positions to fill. And we haven't filled them yet. So the 19th might also get pushed back, but I think we'll just do it in increments until we can try to get these positions.
Is there anything stopping us from doing it once we have the positions filled? Is there any other hurdle we need to tackle to
No.
open up on Sunday?
Yeah, no, legal wanted to talk to me and we missed each other this week, so I can talk to him next week. I don't know, he did not mention in a department head meeting that there was anything to stop me, just that he wanted to make sure to talk to me. But as far as I know.
So at this time, nothing, okay.
Jennifer?
Yeah.
I don't think,
We can get a
We didn't get
report.
I don't think we got a director's report.
I gave it to Ted and asked.
It was in the updated agenda, but I may not have sent the agenda.
It was a link to the webpage.
That's why, okay, sorry.
I'm so
Oh.
sorry.
And the other thing,
Yeah,
I'll add this to the agenda. I failed to send out the link for all of you to get the subscription for meeting agendas. So you can subscribe now to the city, so any changes to the meeting agenda, it'll automatically get sent to you, so it helps a little bit because any updates, they just go automatically to you. So I will try to find the link, but you can subscribe.
So it's not in the agenda use.
It's not the one I sent, it's the one on the city webpage. And I was,
Today as my update, and I should.
So we need to go to.
so.
Because I figured we all had it, so there it is, sure, why don't I somewhere?
So just to clarify, I will try to send the link out to go subscribe to the city's webpage to get the agenda sent to you. Whenever there's any changes or updates, it'll automatically get fed to you, so I don't have to send another email out
oh, that would be
and
great.
everything. So it just makes it administratively a lot better.
Cool. So-
Jennifer, go ahead.
Yeah, all right then, some of you were at Pride, thank you for showing up for Pride, Valerie did a good job. And Holly saved the day, or Emily saved the day by running up the hill to get the tablecloth because we were blocked out of the building because they changed the key system and Valerie didn't have the banner with it, but think that it was a happy experience. And I know that trustees were talking to each other about changes they want to make, and staff are talking to each other about things that they want to have happen. So hopefully you all work together to take that forward. It doesn't say that here, but we have decided not to keep consuming reports. It is not, people are not, they don't go to it the way they used to and we are gonna put, that money probably into ebooks. More money into ebooks.
Is that just the hard copy?
No, the hard copy we're keeping, it's the online one. Adaptive equipment, she's trying some things in the library of things that are adaptive equipment. So the positions that we've been trying to fill are a 19-hour children's position and a 19-hour adult position. And then I have 1 to 3 sub positions to fill. So please don't hesitate, send anybody to the website. Those close next Wednesday or Thursday. So the children's person is the one that we've offered. And I just wasn't around enough today to find out, but I presume that they said yes, so. And then, so some of these people are working Sundays. Some of these people are working Saturdays so that somebody else can work Sundays, and hence the Jenga of the schedule. But I will, before I leave, have a schedule that is ready to go once we have all the pieces in place, because I don't. we've worked hard to get to this place, and it could easily be something that a new person could say, this is too overwhelming, I mean, I can't possibly do this right now. And it's like, council voted on it, the public voted on it, everybody voted on it, come on, let's push it through, so I'll have everything in place except for the people. So,
And Jennifer, is that the reason for the pushback timeline for this Sunday?
yeah.
Yeah.
It's
That's the sole
yeah,
reason.
it's all this, yeah, it's the
Yeah.
only thing.
Yeah.
The hiring and you know how it is, so we weren't allowed to hire. Where it got complicated is I thought we could hire people in readiness for, but HR had a very clear picture that we could not advertise Sunday hours until council had voted yes on Sunday hour, and the union had voted yes, and then council had agreed on union agreement. And so the day after that, we put out application, we put out the job notices, but we couldn't say Sunday hours, and it's like, that's just crazy. I mean, why bother wasting people's time if that's not what we're gonna do, but
sure.
so anyway, so that is that. And the new children's person will be working, I think, 4 days a week after school and Sunday, so they'll be helping with the after school crowd. And it's been really fun to watch Erin, the children's librarian, working with Amanda, the young adult specialist. Because finally we have people who are on the same page and are trying to figure out how to move forward with this, and we just haven't had it, and I couldn't make it happen. Apparently, I tried, just to.
Got the right person.
Yeah, we've got the right people in the right job,
And
and
you did that.
recognizing that, maybe high school is too high to be aiming for up here, and but wait a second, how can we do this together? So it's great. Vermont Reads is coming up. The Light Pirate is the book. And Children's has chosen an alternate book to use downstairs, and they're gonna also be doing some programming around around the Vermont Reads book, so that's gonna be cool too. I don't know what all they're planning, I just know that they're working on it. So you all are involved with library card sign up month and have already even been doing some of that. So thank you for that, and Sue is happy to be doing it. She just wants to be doing outreach all over the place. I'm like, and yeah, just stay focused. But she is gonna start going to, she's got 2 visits set up to go to the gazebo senior residences, so that's fun. We haven't been there, we've been to senior centers in a long time. But, we are keeping the Libby magazine. Yeah, cause subscription, man, that's well used. That's really amazing. And that, programs, media literacy programs. Mike is doing a series on media literacy. The Truth and Justice program with Reverend Hughes went back to Burlington. Okay, it's great to have them here, but I think they just didn't get very many people. So. And Amanda's going to the high schools. So it says on here, see, it's good that we're doing an update, that we have a new social work intern. That is not happening. So Sue advocated for a master's level intern because they could do more actual one-on-one with people instead of just referral, although referral would still be their primary thing. And for various reasons that we are not privy to, the Howard Center does not want to supervise that person. So, and we are not the social work supervisor, and even though Sue has a supervised social work degree, I said, no, it's enough of a job to just be the site supervisor. So we'll see what happens, maybe there'll be another year. Annual reports, as we have mentioned, are gonna be due at the end of September for us. I'm gonna be looking for some photos. one thing I'm happy about is that we've had almost all, there might be one missing, all the staff take a flyer design class from Andy with the city. And because it was really necessary. And it's been great, because you hear people talk about it and they're like, oh, thanks for sending me to that. I had 3 that I just redid right then. And I was like, yes, because I were awful. And I couldn't, I was just too, I mean, I couldn't possibly go from person to person to person to person to person. I can't design anything to save my life, but I'm really good at critiquing. So this was a much better plan, much better plan. So coming up this fall, Valerie entered she entered to present a course at the New England Library Association on making story times age appropriate. And darned if she didn't get selected, which Erin said, I've sent in tweets to them and they haven't taken me. So it's a big honor. Very good. Big honor. And so Valerie will be off to that conference. I think it's in October. Yeah, that is good. Both Sue and Mira took different leadership cohort programs earlier last year. And both of those are coming to an end. And union contract was accepted. Doing a couple of reviews, that's it. Too bad about spelling. And Erin and I are gonna go before Rotary. No. Erin and I are going before Rotary because they want a report on how many people use their meeting room. And etc. But we are also approaching Rotary for some funds separate from the foundation to pay for snacks after school and maybe box lunches during vacations.
It's fantastic.
So they've done it before at the mall with the teen center that didn't quite make it. But so I'm optimistic. So that's the highlight.
Great.
Any other questions for Jen?
Was that the last? Was that the last?
Was that your last one?
This is my last one.
I just wanted to acknowledge that, yes, it is, this is your last.
My last board meeting, my last director's report. I will let Bree know how important it is. No. No, not that. That's not bittersweet. Seeing all of you, yes, bittersweet, but. Yeah, you can too, yeah, sure. Oh, and the public is here too. So sad, it's so sad. So that's.
Thank you
my
for sharing a
report.
wonderful last
Does
director.
anybody have questions?
Yeah.
Did any, I do have a question for you all, so you didn't get my report, that's okay. Did you get, did I send to you to send around the statistics program checkouts? Did I get that far?
I don't think you got that
Okay,
far.
that's great. So Bree can present that next time, which will be helpful to kind of get to know what the numbers are.
Yeah.
Get to know what the numbers are, yeah.
Okay.
That's part of the plan. It would have been a great place.
So forward thinking.
That's
All right.
the kind of.
I have an off-topic question about should it be Jennifer's, and all of you might have this answer, but Jennifer, you have a long time institutional knowledge. Just thinking about the sponsorships for a second. Have you ever done, and maybe this is more like we're talking in our orientation about how the Friends might want to start building sponsors too, but like April being financial literacy month, has there ever been like big bank sponsorships at that time of year? For like that spring break time too, that could maybe some of it's support lunches and snacks, and yeah, just wondering if there's ever been a big.
Okay, so let's talk about sponsorship. The Friends are not interested in sponsorships, to my knowledge.
Oh, the foundation,
The
sorry,
foundation. No, that's okay. I just want to clarify.
No.
I just want to clarify that because
foundation.
they're doing the book sale over there
Yeah.
today, and that's their thing. We have not, during the campaign, we did get some sponsors for some programs, especially in our first month of programs, that kind of thing. But generally speaking, we have not been getting sponsors at all, and the foundation would do that on our behalf. This is an exception because the Rotary isn't gonna give money to the foundation to give to us, they're gonna give it directly to us. And so that's why we're gonna ask them directly for that money.
Thank you.
But yeah, so sponsorships are gonna be new for us. Ann and I had a meeting with Adam, with the recreation department about sponsorships because they do a lot and they do it really well. And he gave us tips, but we haven't actually acted on it.
Yeah.
And we're reorganizing.
Foundation needs to drive.
Well, we don't wanna force the library to do
Yeah.
something that
Yep.
company says, oh, we could do this. We want it to come from.
Well, it's speaking like with banks, they might sponsor something, but what they really want is they want to do financial literacy programs at the library. And so then it's really a matter of talking to Mira, the adult specialist, the adult librarian, and Mira has to balance out, well, okay, we could host them to do this, but we did just do one last month by somebody else, and so there's that constant balance.
It's a very good.
Yeah.
Question.
Yeah.
And the rec has a bunch of credit unions. They're constantly being sponsored by credit unions, so.
Yeah.
And
they told us
money
it
they
is-
can get rid of, so.
When I started, I got the sense that there was competition. And then, we should only approach the places that Fleck didn't go to. But when we talked to Adam, he's like, oh no, they have a lot of money. They want to use their money. This is here, have our contact list. Let me show you what we send them. I mean, right?
That's a change, that's a significant change.
Yeah, that's big, so.
They wanna get rid of it. Okay,
Thank you.
anything else for
We'll
Jenna?
take-
Last time.
You'll all be able to reach me. You can call me, you can text me, you can, all possible.
Barrier pigeon.
We can try that.
But you're not gonna have the same email though.
No, but I'm gonna prepare little cards that I can hand out on my.
Let's
have my card.
Have glitter on it?
There's no glitter.
I don't know if it will.
Illegal. Isn't glitter
Glitter's
Really?
illegal, but not, if it comes in pre-made, what can you do?
What are they gonna do? Fire you?
Okay.
All right, committee reports. We'll move on to the next section, committee finance. I'll talk first on the next step of budget. Brenda is, obviously she is now the treasurer, so she is taking over the budget process.
Yay.
So we are beginning the meetings and the transition of developing the budget. You can share the dates.
The only thing that I met with you the other day and you made the mistake of saying to me, run with it, and so I. Jen's like, no.
Yeah. My comment was wrong, and you did exactly literally what I said, so, yes.
You see, I threw him under the bus just like that.
That was good.
Please do.
That was a kind of running.
Yeah.
But either way.
That former treasurer, they need to be on those.
Either way, we have last year's numbers, we'll be working on the integration, I'll be meeting with you and then hopefully with the both of you on the 30th.
Yep.
And we'll see what next year, the year after next looks like, it's kind of funny to be, next year's already.
Yeah.
It's baked, even though it's not baked, so now it's 2 years from there, so.
So I think the biggest thing is there's nothing significant that this is more adjusting numbers and making sure
Yeah.
there's no staffing additions.
I don't think we have, it's gonna be a very tight year. I do not think we should be asking.
So it's probably one of those years of just holding our own. and-
We've got some things we want though. so
Right, so
we'll
we're not
talk.
asking.
Yeah.
And then we'll have, what did I think I said that the September 12th is when they thought that the worksheet was gonna be
Right.
out.
And that there will be a new line item on the budget for library things.
That's my word.
First one.
Oh, good. It's great. Right now it's embedded in some.
So the other agenda item is, and I phrased this poorly, so I'm gonna do this, is we had talked, and this is probably the last one I want to handle, is the old debt policy. We had talked about numbers and everything. So I want to kind of go over the final numbers where I would like to propose the numbers. I did not draw up the policy. It's something they want to talk to comms about because I don't know where we want to get a standard form for our policies. Because when you look at them all, they look governance, sorry. governance, my bad. Governance, when you look at them, they're all a little bit different and everything, so I want to get that, so my bad. So the policy, the key numbers would be any debt below $50 after 3 years will be forgiven. So it's initially, it should be kind of settled on 3 years and $50. Which will allow library patron access to be reactivated. The next one was, and this is where it gets a little complicated, but I think it's the intent's good, is if a library patron's debt's above $50 after 3 years, the debt will be reduced annually by $100 to allow them eventually to progress into getting library access. So this will allow people with high debt to work it off over time, with ultimately still a goal to get access.
Do folks have debts this high that we're reducing them by 100?
Yeah, we have 400, 500 some dollars worth of debt. And then if, not huge amounts, but some. And then the other one, if there is insufficient debt data to support that there is a debt that exists, a lot of it, we're just cleaning up the data. So if there's insufficient or reason to justify what the debt's on the books, we'll clear that out because right now we don't have any proof on that. So those would be the 3 steps that I'd like to put in the policy. So I guess the idea here was the intent was to agree on those numbers. And then draw up the policy and we'll come back and actually approve the formal policy. And this way I can give Rory has seen this. She's comfortable with it. She's asking to administer and I'd like to have her start walking that process. So any questions on those 3 steps?
So it's, over $50 by the end of the 3rd year, that's when it starts reducing annually, so at the end
So
of the
if
3rd
50,
year.
anything below 50 after 3 years will be forgiven immediately and access reactivated. If it's above $50,
At the end of the
3rd year, they'll start reducing $100 annually to allow that person. So if you have $350 in debt, you'll lose 100 every year. So the 4th year, 5th year, and then eventually you will owe 50 and you'll be forgiven.
So what is day 1 for the 3 years? Like, is it a certain date or?
It's
is
the
it
date
for
when we
each- for each
approve.
person?
What if we could either do now, because I don't have it drawn up, we can put today as the date to start implementing these numbers, but we don't have a formal policy. Or we should wait till we draw up the policy and then approve it, and that would be the date when the policy is effective. I wanted to get agreement on the numbers.
To get going, I mean, he's been waiting a long time to get going.
Right.
So.
And then is our system sophisticated enough that if on the 2 years, 11 months, I accrue more debt, that debt holds on?
It's gonna be an annual review. I'm sorry, did I answer?
No, so I guess it's like if I, like, does it re-trigger so like, you're saying, I guess I'm interpreting it as 3 years of no activity. Oh, because
They
you
don't have-
can't do
Yeah.
anything.
Yeah.
You're like, yeah, okay.
It's only gonna be done
Yeah.
once a year. It's gonna be a rolling thing. So whatever date we
Gotcha.
start this on, it'll be done on that annually.
What will we do with people who have been in debt for years?
Yeah.
And are under 50, like, we're starting from,
We're
when we
getting
start
rid of
this,
them.
we're not, anybody who's currently under 50.
That'll be immediately forgiven
Okay.
once we approve this one.
Okay, so that's a separate thing, is anybody who's currently under 50.
Yeah.
Wait,
Is
and
gone, as long as it's been at least 3 years or at all right now, which one?
It's 3 years.
So what, if you look at the people who have debts under 50, like what is that distribution look like?
There are probably some people who are within the 3 years, so they won't have access, but a fair number of them are older debts as well.
Do they have like $5 worth of debt or?
It's like 1 book, 2 books. It's small amount. I mean, it's small number of books. It depends on how.
It's probably at least $30.
Adult.
We're not talking.
And are they all currently within South Burlington?
This is all South Burlington.
No, I mean, the people on the debtors.
Mhm.
Do they all still reside in South Burlington?
Don't know their status of
So
where
it's
they are.
about sitting down and kind of going through the list and figuring out what's left.
Yeah, so we don't
We're
know.
not notifying them either.
Yeah, that was
This
like-
is
yeah,
notification.
Magically.
If they come to check out a book and they're not on the old debt list, then they can get their card.
Can you explain one more time the answer to Holly's question? So if somebody is currently
Yeah.
has a debt of $40, do we?
If it hasn't been
If
3
that is
years,
3 years
they're
or-
still do not get.
Okay, but it needs to be
reactivated.
3 years from, say, today, even if they've had this debt for.
No.
No.
No, I'm sorry.
Here's the day, they're forgiven, if they vote at 2.
3 years ago.
Yeah.
if they lost book was 3 years or further back and it's less than $50,
They're forgiven.
they're forgiven. But if it happened recently and within the 3 years.
Okay,
and
then
still
it
50
starts, then the clock starts.
From the time that
From the
they,
time that it was lost.
Time it was lost.
so what we do right now. Whether this is today or next week has no bearing on that, it's the time that they started their
Okay.
indebtedness.
Okay.
Indebtedness.
The only thing we're doing is to
Okay.
improve whatever date we say, it's reactivating a bunch of people and then it's when the annual review happens.
And, and if they're home card users, they don't live in South Burlington, do we notify their home library?
No, I don't really.
I
We've got
Okay,
that
do- do-
once here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have it, okay.
That wasn't part,
And how
Yeah.
many cards is this affecting?
I have to remember the numbers. It was, I think it was over 100 people or something. I thought it was like 140 or something like that.
Question, so while I appreciate that the folks who have these debts could do this again, I also am conflicted personally about not notifying them that they now have access to the library in the spirit of the library.
Cause we don't know
We're
where,
gonna
but
forgive the
first we have to
debts.
figure out where they
I
are.
have a counter proposal. So,
And mine's
I
not
think-
proposal, so.
no, so like that was something we talked about and how a lot of the reason for doing this is to make less work for the staff.
Mhm.
A counter proposal is that we forgive all debt under $50 and do one mass information campaign one time and then implement this 3-year thing.
I vote for that.
Yeah, we're gonna.
So
How much money is that a loss of?
But I mean, we talked about, we're not really counting on people paying it, because, right? Like-
Well, that's the old debt, maybe we're not counting on people paying it, but the new debt,
Yeah.
you do count on people
And
paying.
people are paying.
And they
Yeah.
pay, that's the lost book line in the budget, where they pay for lost books and then.
I personally
we
think there
purchase
is,
that.
the people, if they've done it recently, they should
Yeah.
still, that's not, what the intent of the library is not to
Yeah.
take a book and not return.
You know,
So I think there has to be a limited window where people don't have access.
I think that there's one possibility could be a neutral. Language neutral postcard that says, we miss you, come back to the library. And that could be sent. It doesn't refer to we've let go of your debt, but at least it's saying, come back to the library, so that people feel like, oh, maybe I should try again or something. I don't know if, that's just a thought, but.
Yeah, I just like, but when somebody comes back to the library, they're gonna just say, oh, I guess my debt's gone. I mean, there's gotta be some kind of communication person, right? I mean,
Right,
Well,
well,
it's
it's
like
like
you
when
need
you
to-
walk in and they, like, you're gonna expect them to walk in and go, oh, funny story, while you're here, can I have your credit card? Although, I like that.
I think there's a point right now,
Yeah.
we need to initiate
Yeah, we just
something.
need to get going.
And I think this will work. Rory feels comfortable administering it. She thinks the way it's worked in process is they go to check out a book and they were told have old debt and they're blocked.
Yeah,
So now if they come to check the book out, that won't be the communication, and we could find a list of people who's been forgiven, and we can make a decision as to how we want to communicate to them.
So maybe it makes sense to move this into like, let's drop a policy, and then once we get that together, we can, we'll bring it back for action.
I'm trying to get the boundaries today.
Yeah.
And then we can have one final discussion when the policy is
Maybe when
written
the
up.
policy gets written, I'll have to sense of
So
fine tuning it.
So I'll work with the boundaries as I laid out with the 3-year criteria. And then we'll see.
So Jennifer, the computer system that we use is not 3 years old, right? Have we had that have we? Okay, so everything would be within that system. Okay, that makes it easier.
maybe 6 years.
Really? Okay.
And also there is a question here about where does policy stop and where does staff where does procedure start? So the policy might be what that is talking about, because it has to do with money. But and the board can make a suggestion to the staff, like, hey, we really think it'd be great if you send someone a letter saying now that you don't have any bills with us, we'd love to have you come back. And that might be not as much policy as it is kind of a procedure. Yeah, good distinction.
Because nobody's gonna come in and try and check out a book if they think they have debt, they're just not going to come.
Well, I think-
Unless they completely forget.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah,
Or if their child lost 17 books and they just didn't, yeah.
Well, but the process is, if they go to check a book out, that is one of the check marks that the people do, is to see, do they have old debt?
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
But is there communication with them once they?
They are told they have old debt.
And they're told you can't use the library until.
Yeah.
So that's making.
Or you can't check out a book, right?
so be in the library.
And it's only 100 and some people, so this is the policy we have discussed the most. For, I'm just saying, for, a limited effect.
It would be interesting if the staff chose from a process standpoint to communicate. How many of those letters or postcards would come back to you because they no
Yeah.
longer are
Yeah.
here in South Burlington?
Yep.
So, right, it's a lot of time and energy for people whose substance is probably less than 100.
But then we would know about the debt, so we'd be able to.
Well, then that would be the insufficient data, yes, absolutely. That you could clear it from the books.
Right.
Right, because if there are 140 people and a book is $30 and everyone only has one book, that's $4,200.
Yeah, it was, when you added up all the debt that was on there, it was even, it was over, I think it was five, I think it was 6 to 7 thousand.
Yeah.
And we knew we're not gonna get it.
Yeah.
This is just,
That's.
the whole gist of this
Yes.
is, we're not gonna get that money.
Right.
It's been there a while,
And
and one
we keep
increase
having to
after,
process
Yeah.
stuff
Yeah.
around it.
and the staff is
Put it
Yeah.
to bed.
putting in some time with this, so it's kind of really us to give some direction, may not be optimal.
Yeah.
But it's really trying to give some direction. Okay, so I will
Makes
work
sense.
with you to
Yeah.
come up with, get the policy and figure out how we want to phrase it, okay? All right,
Sorry,
Do
do
we
you
want-
action on your guidelines? And or not a policy?
I hear back is, I have some general direction on the specifics, we'll put it in a policy, next meeting, we'll approve everything and go from there, and I'll have communication.
So
for-
reflect, no action was taken.
Put that in there.
Cool.
Yep, governance and nominating. Okay, nothing to share, Greg, communications?
We are doing library card sign up month, currently. Marcy and I did last Friday, movie night, and Sue is doing the community yard sale this weekend.
Yeah.
And Rebecca and Ann are doing end of summer party
Airport.
at the airport.
Oh, are you doing that one? Good.
Yeah,
So we
Yeah.
can't do the run though.
We are not.
Gotta be busy.
School that they're
Be
doing
too
that
busy.
one. Right, enjoy.
Yeah, I think so too.
Margie and I handed out lots of things to children, and it's a slightly lesser number of library related information, but they really enjoyed the candy and the branded flyers.
We need direct people.
We handed out many things telling people to come to the library. I was also gonna add that Pride, Aaron, Valerie and I tabled with Fletcher after the parade, and we saw hundreds of people. And Fletcher was signing up people for library cards, so we might want to consider at least bringing our library card sign up stuff next year, because we didn't. And that would have been a really good opportunity, because there were a lot of Burlington people we talked to.
We started Fletcher signing up people too.
They were at the table.
They were at the table, and they behind a computer,
Yeah.
and they were cited.
So they were showing us up. That's what it is.
I think we were doing well, we did a great job, but next year we could
Compromise.
fold that into library card sign up month in a way that we didn't this year.
Yeah.
Awesome.
We have coming up 2 opportunities to table at the Redstone Apartments on this street. I already have Whitney, Donna, Marty and Margie. It's Monday the 22nd and Wednesday the 24th. In the kind of evening-ish hour. I haven't exactly narrowed down the times because I want to see when people are available, but generally in the like 3:30 to 5:30-ish window.
That is a holiday, just so you know.
I am aware of that,
Okay.
yes. But if there's anybody who has not told me, but you'd like to help, could be a great time for you to participate.
I could either participate in one of those or join Sue at the community yard sale. Is there a preference?
This would be my preference. Sue's got yard sale, it's like right out the back, so
Yeah.
she's like, I got this. So could you email me?
I can email you.
So it's, And I think that's it. But, do we have other-
I didn't see the article today.
Oh, yes, sorry.
Checked on the.
Yes, Ashley wrote a great article.
Yes.
We have begun our rotation with the Friends and the Foundation with the other paper. I sent it last week. We had a sense that it might be bumped due to the new librarian announcement. And so it's possible it'll be next week. So I'll follow up with the editor and find out what he's doing.
So on that side, the other paper asked me for comments about the new library. We have nudged them to say, wait till she starts. And then we're gonna do a bigger rollout with a full interview of her and comments from the board and the city, and we'll get that in a little bit more as well.
That
So
is, if
specific.
it's part of our rotation, that's scheduled for January.
We'll get special, we will
scheduled
get,
it for October, but then Jennifer said it would be better to wait till she's done something.
I think on that one is gonna be, that's,
Separate.
right, this is gonna be driven a lot by the city. making it-
Okay, especially like meet the new director in January when she's like.
And I think that'd be great to
Something
do
more
as
to
well.
say.
Hey, Polly, can you go Monday? I just realized with the holiday, but it's also early release from school.
Was, yeah.
So I can do
Okay.
a longer stretch.
These are the dates that they sort of thought were good, but I can also push back and be like, we don't wanna do Shana.
Wednesday works better for me, because I don't go up till 6 on Mondays.
Okay, well, you take Wednesday.
We have
I'll
enough,
take Monday.
we have enough folks to spread between the 2 days, if
Okay.
people are like, I don't think Rosh Hashanah is ideal, but I also think. People might be home, so it might actually be
Yeah.
good, and that's what they suggested, so
That's nice.
I'm just gonna go for it if we have people. You on Monday.
It'll be on Wednesday, right?
Okay, yes, I've got enough people to spread across the days, so I will be in touch.
One thing that has, because you're a lot more active than you have been in other years, maybe, anyway, I wanna make sure that, you're counting. Because I don't know if we should be including your activities as library program, outside of the library. If I was there, I would count it, and I would count I would count not every single person who picks up a candy, but the people that I interact with. And so I just wanna make sure that everybody's consistent about what they're counting.
I don't know whether Val and Aaron counted
They probably did.
but I know that the Fletcher Library did.
Yeah.
And they said that they thought there were about 350
Yeah.
when I was leaving, so that's,
My husband, she did a good job helping to remind me to count when, that.
but we were staggered, so we weren't there together. But I know the Fletcher Librarian by
Said
3 o'clock said 3:50, so.
Okay. Well, but that's still people passing by and picking something up, and I count people that we actually talk to, so I don't know what Fletcher was counting.
Okay, I mean, I personally talked to probably 100 people
With them.
across. So, like, I talked to a lot of people,
Okay.
like, many people stopped and talked to
Right.
them, they had
Right.
lots of.
Okay,
for sure.
then I'll check in with them.
I don't wanna down count the candy, because we have a lot of.
We did. Oh, if you heard us, so that's it. I mean, I think like in terms of people who we talked to about the library, probably 15, 20?
Yeah.
How many brochures you had? Can you back map from what you have left?
I don't know that we know how many brochures we have. They came in a big bag. Okay, big bag. There's a lot of chaos.
We probably have like a common way that. Yeah, that's, yeah.
We will discuss this at our next conference.
Great, because the staff will be there.
And that's it.
Any other questions for us?
So where do we meet on those?
Oh, I'll send a whole, you'll get a
you'll-
whole.
okay.
Don't worry,
It's fine.
there's an email coming your way with lots of details.
That's good.
We're the table.
Yeah, we're team table. Team table.
All right, any other questions for Colleen? Thank you, Holly, for everything you're doing. Strategic plan, again, with Bree coming on board. We're gonna need to sit down and refresh our strategic plan, our mission. If you look at the webpage, it hasn't been updated in multiple years.
It's due in 2027.
Right.
So we need to start doing it. So if you're all good, we come up with an onboarding plan and how we want to interact with Bree. That would be one of the key things that we want to push pretty early. So start looking at it, start noting your ideas, thought process on that. It's interesting because I'm getting asked for quotes for the news articles, and I'm trying to tie it to our mission and our principles
Plan now.
and all that. So I'm trying to keep it consistent, but as I look at it, I think it could use that refresh. So as you're trying to do the quotes, I'm trying to tie it to the existing one, but I think it could use a fresh, and that's something I think we just need to prioritize to 26.
So I don't know how you've done this in the past, but I know that other libraries in Vermont have gone through the PLA strategic planning process, which is pretty, it can be big, it can be tailored, but I see that they have a later edition of the book than what we have, so you might wanna.
I don't wanna do anything.
You do.
I think the process of us to do it is something we want to talk.
You need a process. The last time we did it, we did not follow a traditional process because we were already in transition at all. So I was like, we've already asked the public a lot of questions, let's just proceed. But that sounds like a great suggestion, and I'm not gonna.
Maybe get us a new copy.
Well, I'm not gonna do it really, because you all need to decide how you want to do this.
Okay.
One year that we did something, we had one of the, they're not available anymore, but the state library provided someone to work with us to do the make some noise plan, and so you all will decide, and that'll be one thing you consider.
Stacy.
I just wanted to bring up, so yes, it does, we tried to do the 5-year strategic plan, and I definitely think we should be looking at it. And also maybe thinking about the fact that we need to give Bree some time to be here before we make big changes, so.
Yeah.
It could be that we aim for switching over at the end of 26 versus.
I just want, I think it's a very,
Yeah.
it's an excellent point. I think we just need to figure out how we can be, it's
Yeah.
a lot of work to get ready even for
Yeah,
that.
because ideally somebody's doing surveys and all that kind of stuff.
Pretty heavy.
The
It is.
leadership wants to do surveys anyway, because they wanna find stuff out. We met with the data person today. To find the city data person to try to figure out what is it that we wanna know, what's the best way to collect it, what's the, so they're all gonna be right there with you, it's just figuring out what your system is.
Absolutely,
Because they can collect before they know where they're going.
I just wanted to put it out there
Yeah.
that we need to start the work, but we need to give it
Yeah.
Runway.
a runway.
Agreed.
Runway.
A lot of airports on time.
Makes me totally want to get fashion. That's where it's at.
Yeah.
Now's your chance, Jennifer.
It is, it's my retirement year.
Okay.
I wanna one more time put a pitch for not filing our strategic plan under miscellaneous reports.
Sorry, I couldn't do it.
I'll do it in a second.
As a reminder, we stopped making new library cards and the public computers upstairs shut down at 6:45. Thank you.
I wanna say again that if the strategic plan is something we care about, it shouldn't be under about us, board of trustees, miscellaneous reports. That's like 3 things deep, and it's very hard to find, and I think maybe it should just be under about us. So that's just my thoughts on where we might put this thing that we're gonna work really hard on.
Strong.
Well, why wait?
Let's move it up.
Let's bring it right now.
Let's boost it.
Right.
Or whatever it is.
I'll back to.
Yeah, actually, you got any jargon?
I recently learned the Gen Z speak of I'm sat. Do you all know what that is? So if like you like an idea, then I'm sat, I'm sitting here waiting to see it. I tried. I pretty good. Sorry, no, I really hate this one. But now with all of our team members, they just say I'm sat to everything. That's a good idea.
All right, anything else on that? If not, that's our public agenda. Motion to go into executive session and we'll second that. Okay, all good.
For what purpose?
For personnel discussion of personnel issues. So,
Leave it.
yes, you can. All those in favor? Okay, it's opposed? No. Time is 7:14. Would like to close the meeting.
Make a motion to close.
I'd like to second.
All those in favor?
Yeah.
In a second? All right, meeting is closed. Thank you.